Hey guys, welcome back to the Average Racer YouTube channel. We got Phil as the cameraman, and we're about to show you how to turn something like this into something JDM as hell, like this. Look at how much better that looks. So stay tuned and we'll get started at the steps. Alright, the stuff you're gonna need is a rag to clean the headlight, some of these to use some goo remover if the guy before you had these on there and removed them. Obviously, either a piece that you can cut yourself with a razor blade or a pre-cut piece, which is what I'm using. A Phillips head to remove the screw for the fog light. The all-important Dave & Buster's power card. Okay, you know what this is for. It's like a squeegee. And something to pull the clips out. What you have to do is push the clip in, and then it'll pop out like that. So you can use a flathead screwdriver, but I prefer a clip tool. And then of course, you have just soapy water. It says Windex, but it's actually soapy water. And then possibly a heat gun, which just helps a lot. And we'll be right there. All right, so we have everything down on the ground in the work area. Don't mind this, some imperfections here. Bush apple also. But now we will, first step, take the Phillips head, and on this right here, on the side of the headlight, the small silver piece, chrome, there's a hole right here. You put the screwdriver in there, that's about straight as the hole goes in. Then you turn it, and it's actually a Phillips head screw in there. And looks like a self-tapper, and that's from factory Honda. You just undo that. It's a pretty long screw. You just kind of have to make a guess on how much to do it. But you just send it. And that should be pretty undone, hopefully. So now try to get the this thing out. So it pops out. There's clips all along here. And what I like to do is first I like to just try to get my hand under here and pop the bottom out. You may feel like you're breaking it slightly. I mean, don't break the car, but it's kind of a fine line when it comes to these clips. And once that starts to come out, you can try to actually push down these clips up here with something like this. Dang. I'm telling you, this is not an easy process. You just give it a little bit of tug. Sometimes tugging will work. Sometimes you have to pull the clips out or push the clips out. And I guess tugging worked on this one. But if you want to do it the safe way, you could look for the clips up at the top. But yeah, I didn't break any of the clips there. See, even though that sounded disgusting. And there's the Phillips head screw, or not there's the Phillips head screw with the self-tapper. And yeah, all the clips are intact. So if you hear that disgusting noise, you may or may not have broken the clips. I saved my clips this time, but you never know. So next, take some goof off. See, there's some remnants of the last guy's job that he did, and it's kind of stuck on there. And I'm just gonna take some goof off, right, and get rid of some of this this grime. And then you just kind of wait till that sort of sits on there a little bit. You don't really want to let it try to drip down. Just kind of let it sit on the plastic. Now I looked it up, and it said that most headlights, and I don't know about fog lights, are made out of polycarbonate and not acrylic or whatever that's said on this thing not to use it on. But if you don't want to use this, just use soapy water. And you'll be a little bit safer than me, but I've never had problems with using goof off, and it gets the job done really well. And when you take it off, the goo is very off, other than a couple different spots. I'll cut to when I have this pretty clean. All right, now that the goof off has kind of gotten most of the residue away, I'm just gonna quickly spray this with soapy water. It says Windex, but it's actually just soapy water, So you just spray that, and then really give it a good wipe down. This will get rid of most of the oil and other debris on here. The goof off gets rid of the main proponents, but this, is a little bit more in depth. And you can clean the bumper later. Don't worry about that. It's already kind of damaged. Yeah, do a good job, because this is going to sit under your fog light the whole time. It's not going to be that noticeable, but you know, it'll make a difference if you do a good job. Scrub it. Now these are not perfect, because obviously when people owned this before from factory, they had chips and stuff hitting it. So if it's not 100% perfect, don't be too worried about it. It'll be fine. All right, now that it's clean, I'll show you how to install the film. All right, so now we're gonna get to actually installing the film on the headlight. Now this can be a little bit tricky, and I'm gonna follow the guide that these came with. I forget where I actually got these from. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I might put it in the description just to show you where I got this exact thing from, if you like the results. But what they tell you to do is get all your fingers wet that you're gonna be touching the sticky side of this stuff with, and get this wet, and get the film over this wet. And just check, you know, to see if there's anything you can get off more on these things. Everything else seems to be a rock chip, like I'm picking at it and it's not coming off, so this is as clean as I can get it for now. So what I'm gonna do is just soap up my hands with this. You know, just get your hand pretty soaked with soapy water, and then soak this with soapy water also. And then peel off the piece of film, and then also cover the film in soapy water. And then this allows you to just position it without actually like damaging any of the adhesive or anything, and just kind of lay it on there, you know. Then once it's on there, you just have to start squeegeeing it with the one and only Dave & Buster's power card. Yes sir, rechargeable. And you just, you know, push the soapy water out. Now, it is kind of annoying from putting it on as just a regular sticker, and that's totally doable too. You can just stick it on as just like a normal sticker. But what this helps you with is, if you want to be extra precise with your placement and having to be a little more forgiving than as if you were just to stick it down, that if you messed it up, you wouldn't really be able to fix it. With this, you can kind of move it around and get it to where you want. And there's a trick that I did on the other side that made it way easier when it was time. So I'm just gonna try to squeegee out some of the bubbles and come back to you in a second. All right, so as I'm squeegeeing it on this headlight, I'm gonna be completely honest, it's not really sticking down the way I want it to. There's a lot of bubbles in it. So what I'm going to do, it's sitting pretty perfect where I want it to sit, around the edge of the fog light. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a heat gun, or you can use a hair dryer, just anything to heat it up, and just, you know, heat it up a little bit, just make it warm. And then as you do, it's gonna start to evaporate most of the water on there. And this is the trick that I used on the other side. It turned out really good, but just bear with me here. It's gonna look weird for a second. You just heat gun it. And then, you know, turn it off, and now that it's warm, just squeegee it. Now they do say to actually spray a little bit of this on the actual fabric so that you don't get any weird, you know, like rubbing or tearing, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And you just use your squeegee. I'm just using a credit card. You can buy a professional squeegee for this if you want, which would probably make it easier, but the credit card works okay too. I get good results with it. Yeah, that bubble right there is kind of getting annoying. And it's gonna take a while. You just have to really focus on it because it's gonna be here for a long time on your car. So you don't really wanna mess it up. And you just have to take your time and go through and squeegee everything out of it. And then when you feel like you're not getting any more progress, just hit it with the heat gun again. And get it, you know, nice and warm. Not too hot, there's just warm. Which warm is like, I don't know, hot water coming out of your faucet, I would say. We'll check it. It's a bit more. And what this will do is evaporate all of the water in there and make it so that you can, you know, squeegee it a little bit more. And when it's hot, it likes to be molded as well. So you'll be able to get a lot more bubbles out of it too. Like these stubborn ones up here. See how I'm kind of getting those out and they're just disappearing? That's exactly what you want to see. There's some bubbles that are ingrained in there right there. But we're gonna try to get most of these bubbles out. And is this sticking down there? Yep. Everything looks like it's sticking and it's doing a good job. Oh, there's a bug and shot. Bug and shot, man.
Bug and shot.
But this one up here is being a little bit annoying. See, I'm about to rip it right there. That's why you put the stuff on there. And so I did screw up a little bit there. It's not really noticeable, you know, when you're outside the car and looking at the thing. But, so yeah, everyone does make mistakes. And this kit that I bought has a retry, if in case you really mess up. I'm gonna spray it so that I can squeegee it a little bit better. Nah. Is this a bubble right here? Yep, that's a bubble. I may cut some of this or I may not. But anyway, I'll come back to you after I've sort of gotten rid of most of the bubbles and stuff and the finished product. Alright, so I got done getting most of the bubbles out, so take a close look at this. There are some imperfections, but what I did to get those bubbles that were being really stubborn at the bottom and not coming out was it just wasn't getting hot enough. Like, don't be afraid to use a little bit of heat. Not too hot, but, you know, get it hot. And then if, you know, you don't have a lot of this water in there, just don't bind it up. You'll feel it binding, but, you know, get those bubbles out, and then you'll have a nice product like this. And, you know, if you want something better than this is all I could do, you know, with my limited ability, but I just took this off, put it on, and it looks fantastic. So, you know, we're gonna get the before and after shot, and then just the full after shot of the two at nighttime. We're gonna go out there, get a cool shot of it being yellow. That's what's up. We'll see you there. Also, as an added note, how you put it back is very simple. You just put this there, you put the clips in place, and then you do that, and then guess what? It's back in. You can't really tell in the video, but it looks wicked good. I think that kind of does it justice. In person, like, you can see the outline of the fog lights and everything. It's baller. And then you can see the projection of them compared to the regular headlights. Very baller. How does that?
Very
how do you
baller.
feel about that?
100% balling.
Balling.